Eruvin Perek Zayin Mishnah Dalid. We're continuing in the last Mishnah where we talked about if you had a charitz shebein shtei chatzerot, if you had a ditch between two chatzerot, if it was wide enough, i.e., if it was 10 tfachim deep and 4 tfachim wide, that's a division that divides between the two chatzerot, and they have to make 2 eruvin. But if it's full of stones and rocks or whatever, then it's only, and you can do it as 1. Then it is only 1. Says the Mishnah. Our Mishnah is a continuation of that Mishnah. If you have this ditch, and Natan aleha neser, if you put on top of the ditch a beam, a board, not a beam, it's a plank. Shehu rachav arba'at tfachim, that's 4 tfachim wide. Okay? Or, bechein, similarly, shtei gezuz teraot, 2 balconies, zo keneged zo. They're both corresponding, they're both opposite each other. Ma'arvim shnayim. So then you can make 2 separate eruvim. V'im ratzu ma'arvim echad. If you want to, you can make 1 eruv. Okay, so if you put a beam, let's look, I have a picture here. You have 2 chatzerot, and now there's the charitz. So on the charitz you put a beam. So the beam is a connecting ramp between one to the other. That's a neser dalit tfachim. Or similarly, here we have a nice picture of this. V'chein shtei gezuz teraot. There's a huge machlokot about what the gezuz teraot are, but let's assume you have this really, really narrow alleyway. You have these in Yerushalayim sometimes, in older cities, and people built balconies across. Okay, and then you build a bridge across the balconies. This is the simple understanding of what the shtei gezuz teraot are. There's other interpretations, what zo keneged zo, maybe one corresponding to the other, but this is a simple explanation of the Mishnah. That's what the Bartenura says. Kamin tikra boletet. A gezuz tera is a protruding roof from Reshut HaRachid al Reshut HaRabim that goes out onto over Reshut HaRabim. V'natan neser rachav haba zvi zo lezo. Havinami petach. That's a door. So you have this protruding this protruding area. This protruding, I guess it would be a balcony. We call it a balcony, and you made a ramp. You made a plank that goes from one to the other. And in this case, the Mishnah says, in this case, ma'arvim shnayim. You don't have to connect them. Ma'arvim shnayim. You could do 2. Each area, each balcony could do its own, and in our case of the chatzer, each chatzer could do its own. Or v'imatzu ma'arvin echad. Or if you want, you could do 1. But pochot mikan, if your plank is less wide than dalit tfachim, okay, then people are not going to walk on it. If it's less than dalit tfachim, if it's much more narrow, it's not considered a good plank. Dalit tfachim is not that wide. So, it's just enough to walk on it. If it's this wide, nobody's going to walk on it. It's not a real bridge. Then ma'arvim shnayim, ve'ein ma'arvin echad. Then you have to make 2 separate eruvim, and you can't only make 1 eruv. We'll stop here. As always, if you have any comments or questions, send me an email, and we'll dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.